Well, hi there, everybody, and good Thursday morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski here. As we've seen some big changes over the last couple of hours. As of 7 o'clock, just after 7 is the time of this recording, we're looking at these low clouds lifting northward out of Kansas into southern Nebraska. So we've seen an increase in clouds very rapidly, low-level moisture is increasing, fog, a little bit of fog out there as well. And so these clouds are going to be pretty abundant today for many of us, at least until later this afternoon, where we may start to get a few breaks in the clouds. A little more sunshine out west will lead to hotter conditions out there. So most of us, the clouds holding back temperatures a bit, but the humidity will be increasing as it already is this morning. By the afternoon, there's a small chance of rain and isolated thunderstorms in central and eastern Nebraska, and that could continue into the early evening, but that will move to the east later on tonight. We're left with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies during the overnight hours, a warm, humid night ahead of us. And then tomorrow, with more sunshine around, especially by the afternoon, it's going to get a little hotter out there tomorrow, and that humidity is going to stick around. So it's not going to be an overly pleasant day for your Friday. But as we get towards the end of the day, a cold front approaching from the northwest will have some impacts. That frontal boundary will be close to O'Neill to North Platte, that area right there, and then pushing southeastward Friday night. With that front coming through now, the atmosphere will remain fairly strongly capped, so it's going to be tough to get storms to fire. But if they can fire, we're going to have to watch that severe weather threat. Watch how a couple of isolated storms try to fire on this forecast model here. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that as we get through early Saturday morning. And then as we get into Saturday, rain chances actually will really start to pick up Saturday into Saturday night here, which I'll cover in your 7-day forecast. Now, first off, severe weather threat the next couple of days. Today's chance is not overly high. I don't think we'll see much severe weather. If we do, maybe eastern Nebraska. That's probably pushing it. Now, tomorrow, again, the atmosphere remains capped, but by tomorrow evening, if storms can fire, small chance of severe weather in central Nebraska, a better chance for folks in eastern Nebraska. Now, as I mentioned, Saturday afternoon, we start to see thunderstorms blow up, and they'll get more widespread Saturday evening and overnight Saturday night. Now, the Storm Prediction Center has a marginal threat out for the area, but I think this is maybe our best chance of a little more widespread severe weather possibility, as well as heavy rainfall. That's going to be another thing we're going to have to watch for Saturday across the area, but especially favoring central southern Nebraska and northern portions of Kansas. Now, temperatures out there today held down for most of us because of the clouds. Upper 70s and lower 80s up north, mostly cloudy, perhaps an isolated afternoon or early evening thunderstorm. Partly to mostly cloudy out west, could become mostly sunny in a few spots, and that's where we're going to see a little more heat out there. Low to mid 80s, and then as you get closer to the Colorado border, upper 80s to near 90 degrees, so a little more heat and humidity out there. To the south, upper 70s, lower 80s in south central Nebraska, a little warmer in northern Kansas, mostly cloudy, isolated afternoon thunderstorm not out of the question. Your best chance of an isolated thunderstorm this afternoon out east, upper 70s, low to mid 80s for high temperatures. Nebraska State Fair, we're past the midway point now, only 5 days left out there, but today, after yesterday's just beautiful weather out of the Nebraska State Fair, now the clouds sticking around will at least keep the temperatures cool, but if you're walking around a lot, you might still be sweating with that humidity increasing throughout the day. Cloudy at 9 o'clock, 64 degrees. Still mostly cloudy this afternoon and this evening with a small chance of rain and thunderstorms. Temperatures in the mid-70s at 2 o'clock and 8 o'clock will peak in the upper 70s this afternoon. But again, that humidity will make that 78, 79 degree temperature feel a little more uncomfortable. Next couple of days here, we have, of course, better rain chances down the road. Small chance this afternoon, early this evening. Tomorrow's chance tomorrow evening, not overly high, but if something fires, severe weather is a good possibility. We'll be around 90 for a high on Friday. If we can get a little more sunshine, maybe lower 90s. And then we're back down in the lower 80s on Saturday, but increasing chances of rain through the day, especially Saturday afternoon, with a likely chance of rain and thunderstorms overnight Saturday night into early on Sunday morning, including some heavy rainfall, possibly some localized flooding, possibly some severe weather. Now, the forecast is kind of difficult, I want to say, Sunday through Wednesday, but the forecast models are keeping numerous chances of rain and thunderstorms in the forecast, with moisture continuing to transport into our area from the Gulf of Mexico. We're going to be in southwesterly flow, which is very favorable for transporting that moisture into our area. So we're going to have a number of off and on chances of rain and thunderstorms through the rest of the holiday weekend, right through the middle of next weekend. In fact, maybe a little better chance towards Wednesday of next week. High temperatures around 80 degrees will kind of be determined by the amount of cloud cover you see every day. May end out in the mid to upper 70s, may end out in the low to mid 80s. Just kind of depends on how much sunshine you see each and every one of those days. And of course, you see that big old red in there on Saturday, first Husker game of the season. Well, things are turning more interesting for the forecast, at least. For tailgaters out there in the afternoon, there is a chance of rain and thunderstorms out there. If it's not raining, you could be pushing into the mid-80s. By game time, 7 o'clock kickoff, we have a 50-50 chance of rain and thunderstorms and a better chance towards the second half of the game and into the end of the game there. A pretty likely chance of rain and thunderstorms, including, again, a severe weather threat, but also just any kind of lightning could impact the game because the game could be delayed due to lightning. So that is certainly something to keep in mind. Have the rain gear with you, ponchos, whatever you need, the raincoats to keep yourself dry. You can't take umbrellas into the stadium there. But of course, even if you're watching the game at home, the game could be delayed. That is a possibility if the lightning moves into the Lincoln area. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But yeah, certainly a big change to that forecast compared to what I was talking about this time yesterday. So there you go. Again, a complicated forecast, a wet forecast could be coming starting that first week of September, really looking like a rather wet weather could be on the way. So there you go. There's your forecast for today. Until next time, I'm meteorologist Travis Kleneski. Hope you all have a good one. God bless.